Greetings. I have returned once again. I'm just going to go ahead and explain a few things here, so for any that aren't interested, feel free to skip to the end. That's where I have the things to announce. I'm sure the first big question is, what's the status of my FNAF VHS series? The short answer is, it is cancelled. Bear with me for the long explanation. Initially, when I started production, things were going smoothly. Unfortunately, though, life tends to kick you in the ass, which made some issues along the way. First thing was high school. When I first announced Graveyard Shift, I had every intention of completing it. The script was done, people were casted, production had begun. However, without going into too much detail, I ran into some issues regarding voice actors, and this put me in a really tough situation where I would unfortunately have to recast a lot of my main characters. I eventually succumbed to the stress and paused production. Eventually I got back on my feet and worked on Psychosis in August, eventually releasing it in December. With the newfound motivation to get back into it, I went ahead and revised the Graveyard Shift script 2 separate times, and at this point I went into a dilemma. I had been so out of the picture in the community for quite some time now, and there's so many advancements have been made in the community, so many new creators, so many new videos, and I started feeling like I was slowly sinking into the pits of YouTube. And I asked myself many times, is what I'm trying to create going to be relevant by the time it's ready to release? And at this point, not only was I, balancing school and work, but I was also essentially trying to create a movie that went far beyond what I was capable of making at the time. So now I'm stuck in this position where I'm recasting main voices, writing a very long and descriptive script many times, and also just, trying to fit myself back into the community after being gone for so long. Now, fast forward to April of 2024, I was unfortunately admitted to the hospital for a short period of time. Not only did this take me out physically and mentally, but I was in great fear that I wasn't going to graduate high school. At this point, I had already been out of school for, 3 weeks, etc., etc. Luckily by a sheer miracle, I made it and graduated. But after the fact, I had to recover and get myself back on my feet. So at this point, I had completely stopped working on anything, really. I, honest to God, thought I was done with YouTube. And now we're here, on the doorstep of Halloween 2024. So with all that said, for now, Graveyard Shift is officially canceled. Many issues presented themselves that stopped this project, but ultimately I also feel as a creator that, has been making content in this community for quite some time now, there has been a serious lack of mainstream content regarding FNAF VHS. So you get to a point where you feel as though you're beating a dead horse. If I put all this work into a video, will it even catch enough attention to benefit the struggle to make it? And at that point, your series becomes a cash grab rather than a passion project, so why bother? FNAF VHS, in my opinion, has become very saturated and boring as of lately. Obviously there's still hope. Some of my closest friends, Static Spectre, 12-Man, Dark Lord, they're all still working diligently to deliver some really great stuff. So please stay tuned. However, for me, I feel it is best that I stay away from that content. On a personal note, I'd rather give you guys something that I'm passionate about. That's how I started YouTube, through passion, not for money or fame or anything. I just wanted to create things for people to see. With all that said, I have begun working on a very ambitious project. I won't spoil too much, but it revolves around sci-fi horror. It will have elements of analog and digital horror, but will ultimately be a cinematic series. I'm currently assembling more people to assist in production, but expect a short teaser trailer sometime soon. I've always been a huge fan of sci-fi stuff, and sci-fi horror especially. I mean, think of Alien. Recently I watched Alien Romulus in theaters, and that was a huge inspiration getting into this. I thought that movie was great. And just sci-fi in general. I really like space. I've been a huge space nerd all my life, and I really like Star Wars and all that jazz. So this project is very, very close to me as a creator and just as a nerd in general. Like, it's gonna be really cool. I don't know how many of you are still tuning in here, but if you are, thank you. I'm not exactly the most reliable creator when it comes to posting content, but I assure you this is a passion project driven by my desire to create. And going from FNAF VHS to sci-fi horror is a really big jump, and I know some of you might be disappointed. Trust me, I am too. But I just hope you guys can appreciate it, because I think it's going to be really friggin' cool. If any of you guys are interested in assisting with this project, please contact me through my Discord. The link will be below. Also, please consider auditioning for some of the characters through the casting call link in the description. And that's a wrap. Thank you for listening to the end if you did. I appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.